Good afternoon, guys. Well, I've got a few of my favourite 1970s, early 1970s saws to show you today, and let's turn her around a little, and snag myself, because two of them are going up for sale, and I thought you might find it interesting. Some of the amazing similarities in their characteristics and the build of that era, but just how different they actually sound as well, and just how one of them, the 051, particularly in this collection of saws, is just, well, she's just like an old monster, and is just such an amazing running engine. So I thought I'd bring them out back to back, because it's a very interesting exercise in when they made these saws, in the footprint and how big they are. So I guess in order of age, it would be this is a beautiful engine, beautiful girl. So this is the Jonsered 751. So these are 75 cc's and beautiful engine, slightly lower state of tune than the two counterparts here, but 50mm piston, 38mm stroke, and make they're around the 3.5 horsepower. I think they're one piece of paper I have states them as 2.8 and another says 2.6 kilowatts. So, but they're around the 3.5 horsepower, and with a 50mm piston they are they've got that amazing thumper style of that they get with engines with a 50mm piston or bigger. It's just such a gorgeous running engine. So I think from only a 2 or 3 year window, these made from 68 or 69 up to 70, and spectacular. And then next in age group would then be the 051, but I'll go onto the Danarm. So from 1974. So this is a slightly bigger piston than the 751, but a slightly shorter stroke. So this one is English size, I think 50.8mm, and the stroke is 1.38 inches, I think. So that's a 35 or 36mm stroke. So tiny bit bigger piston than the Jonsered, and then just a couple of mil shorter on the stroke, but means that this engine, in comparison to the Jonsered, is a lot more ferocious and seems to rev harder. And slip this on, but it's interesting, the engine note. So when she idles, which I absolutely love these saws, so when they're idling, they both have a very, very similar engine characteristic, having almost identical sized pistons. And then, if we come on to the 051, so 1972, I think these were introduced, 73, 72, and 52mm piston, so again only 1mm bigger than the Danarm, but in terms of physical footprint, and the Danarms are heavy as well, they're so beautifully built saw. So these are around the 8 kilo mark, and these are around, I think, the 10.5 kilo mark, so another 5 or 6 pounds in weight. So 52mm piston, pro saw, and all these saws running points and condenser setups, but just different. Just amazing. They are just amazing, amazing engines, and like it's slightly younger brother, so the 075, 76, 75, so uses, I think, the same stroke. Is it 48 and a 58mm piston. This is a 52mm piston. That's an absolute monster as well. So in this classification then, these I think make around these are around the 5 horsepower, but when you use them, if you've been running on a 50 or 60cc older engine saw and you move to something like the Danarms, they're just monsters. If you move to something like the 051, this is just another level of performance again. They are, I don't know if it's just the weight of the saw and the size of the crank coupled with the stroke and just how well built this engine is, but it's just sublime. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do, I'll pause the video very quickly. I'm going to take off the covers. So this old beauty is going up for sale because she's been replaced with there you go, her bigger brother, another 075. And yeah, I'll do a walk around with the camera because there's two or three important things to show on this engine. I'll be back in a second. Hi guys, okay, so I've taken the side cover and the top cover off the 051. So a few important things to show then in case somebody decides to buy the saw. So firstly then, I bought a brand new semi-chisel chain for her quite a while back and never cut with this saw, and I'll explain why in a minute. This is the genuine Oregon guide bar. Guide rails are beautiful. Sprocket nose. So when I bought her originally over a year ago, it had a solid nose bar, but just wanted to actually run this engine with a roller nose, but never actually got round to fixing one additional problem with this particular saw. So chain side cover in lovely condition. No breaks and really lovely paintwork, considering she's well, if she's 72, she'd be 48 years old. Remarkable. Only thing missing, if it is an omission, is you can have a second felling spike. Exactly the same footprint and bolts in exactly the same place. Inner and outer are exactly the same. So no second felling spike on her. Air filter top cover in beautiful condition, genuine Stihl bar nuts, original flocked air filter. And so then onto the saw herself. It's very clean and so fully adjustable chain wheeler, which is fantastic. That little lever with the plus and minus. The exhaust is in great shape. So often the exhaust shroud here is normally broken. This one's it appears in really good condition. So she has a break on the rear handle here. There's a crack, and that is why I have not cut with this saw. I didn't want it to take a knock and then potentially snap on the other side before it had a chance to get that either welded or work out some other repair, which I haven't done. She's just been hung on display and nothing else has happened to her. And then the other section of damage is it's had a repair on the left hand side cover, albeit pretty neat. It's had a repair in that corner, obviously not done by me. I would have probably done something different, but she has been running and runs so beautifully, she's just stayed in my collection. So that's the things to be aware of then. It's had a repair to the fuel tank cover. Oh, let's have a look at the front. And again, paint really lovely all the way to the front. And all the way around. And there's this little crack, which is, you can see me flexing it, is definitely broken away. AV mounts at the back look really, really solid and good. The front AV mount looks in excellent condition. Just see this, it's had some type of aerolite repair. And then a tasteful little metal bracket put in place. They are devils for breaking in these places. And one other thing which is not quite so serious, the throttle lock. And I've always meant to get on with this. This thing sticks down. So it's not seized, but it does stick down. So this is stuck down again now. Okay, right guys, I shall quickly bolt her back together again, show her on a restart, and hopefully this saw will be suitable for one of you out there. Back in a minute. Hi again guys. Okay, so I hope it might be slightly interesting for some of you out there that perhaps haven't run some of these older engines and I love the Danarm 71s. These are absolute annihilators, and just a 1mm slightly smaller piston to the Stihl 051, and the Jonsereds, again 50mm piston, just beautiful, beautiful engines. But in this particular group of saws from the early 70s, there's only one king, the 70, 75 to 89, 90cc class. Even some of my Jonsereds and even my Dolmar, and they're later, the 133 is still, in my opinion, is still out-muscled by the 51. Starting engine, and so tractable. So this is with a 20-inch, nominal 20-inch bar and chain, but again you could comfortably put up 30-inch plus bar on these saws, and fantastic compression. Guys, thanks for watching. So there are a few of my beautiful, beautiful early 70s classic saws. Bye for now, guys.